Since 1997, the IIHF has honored the greatest contributions to international hockey, an honor that's recognized in a special section of the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, with trophies, memorabilia, and a list of those inducted into the International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Fame. Now in its third decade, that list grows by 8 more names today.
Good morning, Dobre Rano, and welcome to Prague for the 2024 IIHF Hall of Fame Induction Weekend. My name is Gord Miller. I'll be your host today. For the first time, the IIHF has a 2-day event for these inductions. Yesterday, we honored the contributors, including the milestone team with the 1998 Czech Olympic gold medal winning team, which will be represented here today as well. This is a fantastic occasion to celebrate 8 men and women whose contributions to the game span more than 60 years.
Here's a chance for Morrison. He's in there, and he can't get a shot away. They center it and score. Ryan Smyth, the captain, has got Canada on the board.
Here's Darwitz over the line. Natalie Darwitz with a shot. Scores! Right through the foul hole, and it's 2-1 USA.
For the Canadian women's ice hockey program.
Kelly Jönsson. Oj. Ja, är det inte så får match klarhet för kapten Göran.
Liba. Jeszcze szanse. Liba. Gol!
Kaksi suomalaispelaajaa. Kiinimaali ottaa sen. 2-2. Petteri Nummelin.
Na pravom krídle a Pouzarov na ľavom. Šanta našich, gól! Výborne, chlapci!
Jágr, stále Jágr! Gól!
We are in for a great celebration today. I'm proud to say this is my 10th Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm always so pleased to do it, and I'm also very pleased to welcome the president of the IIHF, Luc Tardif.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, I would like first to say thank you to the Czech Organization Committee and the staff of IIHF to organize this fantastic setup, because I think those people who will come at the stand, they deserve it. So good morning and welcome to the, as you said, Gord, the second day of our Hall of Fame weekend celebration. Yesterday, we celebrated the IIHF contributor, and today we will induct 8 players and builders in the IIHF Hall of Fame as honored member. Each of these people has made an outstanding contribution to our sport. That was about time for us to say thanks to their wonderful achievement. Congratulations to all of you, and Gord, I'll leave you the floor.
So we begin today with some unfinished business. This gentleman was actually selected in 2020 for the Hall of Fame, but of course the events of the time made it impossible for him to attend, but here he is today. And I'm proud to say that my career has intersected with so many of our inductees today, starting with this gentleman. In December of 1994, I went back to my home province of Alberta to cover my first World Junior Hockey Championship for TSN, and our first inductee was selected as Canada's 13th forward and told he would not play very much in the tournament. Well, by the end, he was on the first power play, a regular contributor, and that determination would become the hallmark of his career, and something else, answering his country's call. No one did it more for Canada than Ryan Smyth.
From Banff, Alberta, Canada, Ryan Smyth. A rugged forward who spent nearly 2 decades in the NHL, mostly with the Edmonton Oilers. But Smyth's hockey career was also defined by his international play. He helped Canada win gold at the World Junior Championship in 1994 and would represent his country many more times. At the World Championship in '99 and was part of the star-studded Olympic team that ended Canada's 50-year gold medal drought in 2002. At the World Championship, he became Captain Canada, wearing the C a record 6 times. He's the all-time leader in games played at the Worlds, wearing Canada's jersey a record 90 times. Led by Smyth, they won the World Championship in 2003, and once again, he was part of an all-star roster that won the World Cup of Hockey in '04. That same year, Smyth and Canada won their 2nd straight World Championship, a moment he got to share with his young son and another IIHF Hall of Famer, Scott Niedermayer. One of the most decorated players in international hockey history, Ryan Smyth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the IIHF Hall of Fame in the player category, Ryan Smyth.
Good morning. Wow. By the way, that was my daughter, our first daughter, Isabella. That little picture, we actually put her in the cup in '04. First off, I want to congratulate the other fellow inductees. I'm honored to be among such great, wonderful group. I would like to thank the IIHF, Luke, and his staff for hosting this amazing event here in Czech. Thank you, Hockey Canada, for giving me the opportunity to play for my country, or our country. For all these years, it was an incredible honor to wear this jersey. Thank you to my good friend Bob Nicholson, which is here today. He played a huge role in my journey of playing with Hockey Canada. And Scott Salmon is here also. He played a factor in that. I also want to acknowledge and congratulate the new president and CEO of Hockey Canada, Catherine Henderson. She's here. Catherine, I look forward to seeing all the wonderful things you will do for the program and the continued success that Canada has. What an honor it is to represent your country and wear that flag on your chest. Not just for me, but for every player who has ever had this opportunity. I had the privilege of playing for my country many times. Some of my fondest memories was playing in the World Juniors, as Gord talked about, in '95. We won gold. My first World Championship in 1999, which was a quarterfinal loss to the Czechs. It was in a shootout like last night. Winning gold in Finland in 2003 and 2004 in Czech. It was here in Prague. Taking home gold in Salt Lake City in 2002. As I reflect back on all these memories, I had the incredible opportunity of playing all these wonderful tournaments. The chance to compete at a world stage making lifelong friends and playing with and against team rivalries from the NHL is truly one of a kind. As I watched the games the last few days, I've gained a whole new appreciation for the experience and talent these players have. It feels like yesterday that we were those young and determined kids out there hungry for the win. If I could give one piece of advice to these players now, it would be to savor and cherish every moment, because it goes by way too fast. Take it all in and don't take the opportunity for granted. Tonight, one team will take home the gold. Congrats to Team Switzerland and Team Czechia for getting there. I look forward to watching a huge fought battle in honor of their country for gold. I want to thank my family. 4 of my kids are here: Isabella, Elizabeth, Alexander, and Gabrielle. Thank you. My wife couldn't make it. She's running the farm right now. She's living her dream as she supported me through mine. So unfortunately, she couldn't be here. But she is a rock and a pillar for our family. I love you guys. Last but not least, I want to thank God for giving me this passion and talent to play this great game of hockey. Without him, none of this is possible. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Ryan. This has been a watershed year for women's hockey. For the first time, a professional women's league, one league, has been in the forefront in North America. And the Professional Women's Hockey League has been an enormous success, with huge crowds at the games, enormous viewing audiences across Canada and the United States, and now a championship final that involves our next inductee, and that's the reason she can't be here. But long before that, Natalie Darwitz was the backbone of some of the greatest women's teams that ever played.
From Eagan, Minnesota, USA, Natalie Darwitz. She was just 15 years old when she was selected by the U.S. national women's team and became a key part of the American success for more than a decade. After silver at the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City and another at the Women's World Championship 2 years later in Halifax, Darwitz struck gold in 2005 as the USA beat Canada to win the world title for the very first time. There were more medals to come in a career that saw her play in 3 Olympics and 8 World Championships, a bronze at the 06 Games in Turin, another silver at the Worlds in Winnipeg in 07, before Darwitz led the USA to back-to-back gold medals. Voted the top forward at the 08 Worlds in China, and as captain, tied for the tournament lead in scoring as the US won its 3rd crown in 09 in Finland. Her final international tournament was at the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver, when she added a silver medal to an already impressive resume. A USA Hockey Hall of Famer, and now in the IIHF Hall of Fame as well. Natalie Darwitz.
As we mentioned, Natalie Darwitz is busy right now. Her Minnesota team is in the PWHL final. So here to accept her honor is her high school hockey coach, Merlin Robindalen.
Good morning. Thank you to the IIHF for all of your work, your dedication to the great game of hockey. Congratulations to each of the inductees to the Hall of Fame, your families, and those that have supported you along your journey. Your accomplishments, both on and off the ice, are truly extraordinary. My name is Merlin Ravindon, and it's an honor to be representing Natalie Darwitz for her many hockey achievements at the international hockey level. Natalie was not able to be present, as you heard earlier, due to her duties today as the GM of the Minnesota PWHL as they're in the finals versus Boston and play later tonight. I am fortunate to have a lifetime friendship with Natalie, as I was her elementary grade school teacher, grades 3 through 5, and her high school hockey coach through the age of 15, when Team USA then tapped her on the shoulder and took her from me. I was a much better coach when Natalie was on the ice and gave her the stop sign many times to stay on the ice. Thank you again to the IIHF. Congrats again to the inductees, as I'm humbled and honored to accept this award on behalf of Natalie Darwitz. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. What makes a great coach? Well, it depends who you ask. Some players will tell stories about their coaches that might not be that flattering, but in the end, they do appreciate them. It takes strength, it takes consistency, and it takes equal parts of being empathetic and demanding. And our next inductee embodies all those qualities. And simply put, the history of women's hockey cannot be written without Mel Davidson.
From Coronation, Alberta, Canada, Melody Davidson. When Canada won the 1994 Women's World Championship, Davidson got her first international gold as an assistant coach. 6 years later, filling in as head coach in 2000, they won it all again. It was the beginning of a dominant decade, and she played a crucial role in making it happen. Davidson was head coach when Canada defended its Olympic title at the 2006 Games in Turin, beating Sweden to make it back-to-back gold medals. She would leave after they won another world title the next year, but returned as head coach in time for Vancouver 2010 and a chance for a three-peat. In a dramatic final game against the rival Americans, Canada struck first with a goal from rising star Marie-Philippe Poulin, who would score again as they closed in on history. Olympic gold on home ice. And for Davidson, who was an assistant for their first win back in 2002, a third straight Olympic hockey title. She won yet another as general manager 4 years later. She was arguably the most important figure in Canadian women's hockey history, whose greatness as a builder had already been sealed. Melody Davidson.
Please welcome to the Builder category in the IIHF Hall of Fame, Mel Davidson.
Honored guests, friends, family, everybody that's out there, I'd like to congratulate the IIHF Hall of Fame class of 2024. It's been great getting to know you this week. It's an honor to not only be inducted, but to enter the hall with such remarkable company. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge inductee Ryan Smyth, given we share the same born and raised redneck Alberta gene. I also want to give a shout out to Merlin and Kathy, who traveled here to represent Natalie Darwitz. She was a fierce competitor, and I hated it every time she was on the ice coaching against her. Congratulations to Czechia for hosting a successful World Championships. Your fans are amazing, crazy. I think the jump needs to come back to Canada. Thank you to the Historical Committee for considering and selecting myself to be recognized, given all the builders in the game. I'm humbled by the inclusion. Thank you to the IIHF staff members, Cornelia, Christopher, Molly, and Blanca, for answering my many questions with incredible patience throughout the process of getting here. Thank you to my family, who often are unsure of what it is I exactly do, or how I can travel to so many countries and do so little sightseeing. But they have never discouraged me from doing what I'm passionate about. To the posse that made the trek to Prague, I think most of you in the room probably met them. Thank you for being here. I want to thank the town of Castor, Connecticut College, Cornell University, and Own the Podium, who have supported me over the years with my real job so I could dabble in international hockey. To Hockey Alberta, Hockey Canada, Bob, as you so eloquently put it the other night, I've been telling you what to do for 40 years. And the Hockey Canada board, I really appreciate the opportunities that you afforded a small town Oyen girl that nobody knew about. Despite the limits I pushed on what we needed to do for women in hockey, you never completely closed the door on me. Although you tried hard, but I always got my foot in there before it could close. To the new leadership at Hockey Canada, good luck. I look forward to working with you and building on the legacies that we already have in place. Thank you to IIHF Council members Martha and Susanna for their leadership, inclusion, and friendship over the years. I look forward to more years of seeing Luke and the other council members shaking their heads at us, wondering what we're up to now, but secretly smiling at our ambition, knowing they will help us in every way possible. Thank you as well to the IIHF staff and to the IIHF Female Committee members. Your love for what you do and the commitment always ignites a fire in me. To the players of numerous sports, not just hockey, many people don't know that I coach a number of sports, that I had the good fortune to work with, thank you for putting up with me. I certainly made mistakes, but the one thing that never changed was that I cared about each of you. To the parents and families of the players, thank you for trusting me with your loved ones. Staff and leaders that I've been privileged to work with, thank you for everything you taught me. Your friendship, the memories, and your patience while we navigated the world in a game originally led by and played only by men. To say there were or are obstacles is an understatement. To the people in this room, I encourage you to step back, reflect on your role in developing the present day and future generations of women in sport and hockey. You have the power to open doors, make recommendations, and provide opportunities or not. I hope you choose to normalize and accept women as leaders and players in the game. For your daughters, your sisters, your partners, your mothers, your grandmothers, look at the world through their eyes and use your influence to provide them with options. In closing, I wish to remind everyone that being in hockey provides a visibility that we can use to make society better, to make it safer, to make it more inclusive, and as we like to say, a place for all. In our roles in the game, we have a huge responsibility, and we do that by our actions, language, and decisions. Winning games, scoring goals, making saves is a small part of making a difference. How hockey provides a safe psychological environment, how it embraces women as builders, leaders, coaches, athletes, officials, can change the world. And it's in your hands, it's in our hands. This is what we signed up for when we're part of a federation, and this is what we signed up for to be a part of the IIHF family. With that, thank you again to the Historical Committee for this immense honor and being here to celebrate with myself and all the inductees. Good luck to Switzerland and Czechia in the gold medal game. And one last piece of advice, leave it better than you found it every day. Thank you.
Well said. Last November, I was happy to go to Stockholm to broadcast games in the NHL Global Series featuring 4 NHL teams visiting there, and a great part of that event was the salute to Börje Salming, the great Swedish defenseman who left us far too soon. Börje was a trailblazer, and the trail he blazed was for a remarkable string of incredibly talented Swedish defensemen, which never seems to end. And we'll see more of it today in the bronze medal game. His brother was inducted 5 years ago, and now we welcome Kenny Jönsson to the IIHF Hall of Fame.
From Ängelholm, Sweden, Kenny Jönsson. He was a complete defenseman with terrific instincts and two-way ability. Jönsson starred with Rögle of the Swedish Elite League before spending 10 seasons in the NHL, mostly with the New York Islanders. He represented Sweden in 3 Olympics, including 2006 in Turin, when he picked up 4 assists, including a memorable one on his brother Jörgen Jönsson's goal. Trey Kroner was on top of the hockey world that year, winning Olympic gold for the second time ever. Jönsson was a part of both, and later the same year, as captain, led the Swedes into the World Championship in Riga. Jönsson had 3 goals and 3 assists, and Sweden won that championship too, completing the rare Olympics Worlds double in the same season. All the more special for being able to celebrate it on a team with his big brother. He played in 3 more World Championships before he retired, capping off a stellar career with a bronze in 2009, with Jörgen this time among the many applauding what was a brilliant hockey career, now recognized by the IIHF Hall of Fame. Kenny Jönsson.
Please welcome to the player category in the IIHF Hall of Fame, the great Kenny Jönsson.
Good morning, everybody. International Ice Hockey Federation, dear Mr. President, and all the nominees. Mr. Luke Tardif, you probably gave the best Christmas present ever when you called me on Christmas Eve last year to tell me I've been inducted to the International Ice Hockey Federation's Hall of Fame. It is a great honor with enormous pride I stand here in front of you today. That my name will forever be associated with the very best players of all time is a little unreal for me. My motto has always been to have fun on the ice and do my best every time I put my skates on. There are so many people in my life who I want to thank you to have contributed to be able to stay here up here today. First, I want to thank my mother Ingrid and my father Hans-Erik. Thank you both for supporting me throughout my childhood. Thank you for all the time you've been driving me everywhere and to have a complete home, a very good home. To my brother Jörgen, we competed every day about everything. We have problems driving each other very crazy quite a few times. But I also think that we pushed each other to be better and better for every day. We had careers in different directions, but we also have won championships together, including 2 Olympic golds. That is amazing. Who have dreamed of that when we were young? Thanks to my family, especially my children, Axel and Emma. You have made me see that hockey is not always about life and death, even though we think so sometimes as the players. Because when I come home, I was very angry and disappointed after a loss. You greeted me with a big smile and you didn't care so much about the result. You just wanted to play or let me have a bedtime story with you. Thanks to my 4 teams I played in during my career, Rögle, Toronto Maple Leafs, St. John Maple Leafs, and the New York Islanders. To all my teammates and coaches, and all the staff members that supported me throughout my career to make me a better player. To the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation, without you, I wouldn't be standing here today. So thank you for showing so much trust in me. I remember my first big tournament with the national team. It was the Olympic Games 1994 in Norway. It was a special game for us, and we ended up winning a goal after a special, incredible penalty shootout. I have the opportunity to play 3 Olympics and 7 World Championships for Sweden during my career. It has always been a great honor and a great feeling to put on a blue and yellow jersey and represent my country. Last but not least, thanks to all my fans out there supporting me throughout my career. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Penny. There you go. One of the common threads you'll hear from inductees is how proud they are to play for their country. What if you played for more than one? And that is part of the story of our next inductee. We are here in the heart of Europe. We are also in the heart of history. And the history of Czech hockey includes Czechoslovakia. Later today, the Czechs will play for gold on home ice, something they have not done since 1985 when Czechoslovakia won the gold medal. And our next inductee was a part of that. He has made not one, but two countries very proud of his career.
From Prešov, Slovakia, Igor Liba. He rose to prominence in the early 80s, playing professional hockey with Košice, then in the Czechoslovak League. As captain, he led them to a league championship in 1986. Liba also played for Czechoslovakia in the 1984 Olympics in Sarajevo, scoring a point a game to help them capture the silver medal. Then, 1 year later in Prague, he had 2 goals and 5 assists as the Czechoslovaks won their 6th World Championship, earning a medal for the 16th straight time. He was later recognized as one of the country's top players in the late 80s, and 2 days after his 28th birthday, he made his debut in the NHL with the Rangers. But after 37 games with New York and LA, Liba returned home, where his heart was, earning another World Championship medal in 1992. In all, he won 7 medals on the world and Olympic stage. And later, back with Košice, he won another league championship at the age of 39. A Slovak Hall of Famer, Igor Liba.
Please welcome to the player category from Slovakia, Igor Liba. Igor's speech will be in Slovak, so please have your translation devices ready.
Dobrý večer.
Good morning.
Vážená Medzinárodná hokejová federácia,
The International Ice Hockey Federation, dear ice hockey family,
príležitosti mojho uvedenia do silnej slávy IIHF,
let me say a few words on the occasion of my IIHF Hall of Fame induction. I see being here today as an appreciation of what I have achieved in my ice hockey career. I owe my success to many coaches and teammates, as well as to numerous hockey-relevant and historical circumstances, but it's impossible to mention everyone and everything here. In the 1970s, in my hometown of Prešov, Mr. Pavel Andrus, a truly unforgettable coach, took care of developing my talent, and in various ice hockey-related circumstances saw me, an 18-year-old lad at that time, join VSZ Košice, the team where I started my Czechoslovak Ice Hockey League career. In the early 1980s, head coach Ludek Ukač rebuilt the Czechoslovak national team, and I was part of it, together with Liba, Rusnak, Lukács, legendary trio. The climax came in Prague in 1985 when we became the world champions, and that is why I'm very pleased that this ceremony is taking place here, in the city that I associate with the best years of my ice hockey career. A big thank you goes out to all of you, my former coaches. Of course, the biggest thanks go out to my family, my son Richard, my daughter Alexandra, and particularly my wife Svetlana, who stood by me in good years as well as in those that I found difficult. Allow me to thank them for all the support and love they give me every day. Once again, thank you all. Those years and moments of the past were indeed wonderful, and I will always remember fondly all the events that I was part of. World Championships, Olympic Games, the Canada Cup, the NHL, the Czechoslovak League, as well as the other foreign leagues I played in. In conclusion, I wish Slovak and Czech ice hockey all the best, including growing as many talented players as possible to represent them all over the world. Thank you.
Your translation devices won't help with this next word. It's Finnish, and the word is sisu. It means, for lack of a better term, collective will or guts, courage. Like I said, it's hard to describe, but whenever you watch a Finnish team play, men's or women's, under 18s, World Junior, World Championship, Olympics, you see it, and you knew it. And when you saw this player play in Petteri Nummelin, you knew exactly what it was.
From Turku, Finland, Petteri Nummelin. A fixture on the Finnish blue line and a key part of his country's rise to the top of the hockey world. In 1995, Nummelin assisted on the opening goal of the World Championship final against rival Sweden. It helped Finland win the gold medal for the first time in his country's history. In all, Nummelin represented Suomi 15 times at the Men's Worlds, including 13 in a row. His 104 career games is tied for 12th most in World Championship history. He also helped the Finns to a silver medal at the 2006 Olympics in Turin and a bronze at the World Championship later that year. A decorated international player, Nummelin also played in several pro leagues over a 30-year career, including NHL stops with Columbus and Minnesota. He also played pro in 4 other countries, but his career is best defined by what he did in Finland, ending it where it all began with his hometown club in Turku, where his father Timo had also played for many years. Hall of Famer Petteri Nummelin.
Petteri Nummelin can't be with us today. Here to accept his honor is his son, Rene.
Good morning. I'm here to pick up this award because my dad, Petteri, unfortunately couldn't make it here today. First of all, congrats to the other inductees. My dad wanted to thank all the people who has been with him during the ups and downs of his career and supported him. It's a huge honor to be inducted to the Hall of Fame with these great people. And also, as your son, I'm very proud of you and honored to follow your footsteps and maybe someday achieve something like you. Thank you.
Sisu also means short speech. Well done, Rene. I was very fortunate early in my career to work in Edmonton in the 1980s and cover the Oilers of that time, one of the greatest teams that ever played. Gretzky and Messier and Curry and Coffey and Fuhr, all those Hall of Famers. It was an amazing group to be around because they were so young and so energetic. So imagine this. Imagine being 31 years old, from Czech, unable to speak the language very well, and trying to fit in with this group of superstar athletes. How did he do? Well, I asked his teammate and line mate Wayne Gretzky about Jaroslav Pouzar and said he was not only a terrific player, he fit right in, and that wasn't easy to do. Jaroslav Pouzar was a great player on both sides of the ocean and deserving of his induction to the IIHF Hall of Fame.
From Čakovec, Czechia, Jaroslav Pouzar. He turned pro at home in the mid-70s with České Budějovice of the Czechoslovak League and would immediately rise to prominence internationally, earning silver with Czechoslovakia at the 1976 Olympics in Innsbruck, Austria, winning the World Championship the same year, then making it back-to-back world gold in Vienna in '77 when Pouzar averaged nearly a point a game. As he did in Prague in '78, scoring 7 goals in 10 games as they narrowly missed making it 3 straight championships, settling for the silver. Pouzar would win 6 medals on the world stage, 2 gold, 3 silver, and a bronze in his final major international tournament in 1982. From there, he went to Edmonton, just as the Oilers dynasty was beginning. He played on a line with Wayne Gretzky and Jari Kurri and won the Stanley Cup 3 times. Had he won Olympic gold back in '76, he'd have become the first member of the elite Triple Gold Club. Nonetheless, he was a true international Hall of Famer. Jaroslav Pouzar.
Please welcome to the player category in the IIHF Hall of Fame, Jaroslav Pouzar. Jaroslav will be giving his speech in Czech, so please have your translation devices needed or ready if needed.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to speak Czech because my English is not good and fluent enough to express what I actually want to say. I'm standing here in front of you and I'm nervous. I'm actually experiencing the same thrill as when I won my first World Championship, my first Olympic medal, and like in 1976 when we played final against Canada. Great atmosphere. I felt the same thrill during the closing ceremony when I was the first player in ice hockey history actually to exchange jerseys, namely with Page Mahovlich, and then all the others exchanged jerseys too. I was born in a small village called Čakovec, and my father, Karel Pouzar, was a water bailiff. My parents were not sporty, and they did not encourage me to be sporty either. So we children did sports rather spontaneously. Didn't need our parents to encourage us, actually. When I was 9, my father was transferred to České Budějovice, and I thought at that time it was the end of the world because I had to leave all my friends behind. I had to move downtown. When I turned 10, I joined the KDPM Ice Hockey Club, and that is how my ice hockey career started. In 1966, I was selected by this KDPM team that went to Moscow to take part in a tournament called Golden Puck, and that was my first gold medal because we won that tournament. After that, I transferred to Motor, while also becoming part of the junior national team. And from 1967, I played for Motor in the second league. I joined or became part of the national team in 1972 at the Zvezda tournament, and then 1982 at the age of 30 I left for Edmonton, and that was when I retired from the national team. This Edmonton mission was not an easy one for me, as I had the language barrier to overcome. I was way older than most of the players, but all the guys in Edmonton gave me a very warm reception, so big thank you goes out to them, and especially in the early stages when I joined the team. In conclusion, let me thank my parents, my whole family, my coaches, my teammates, particularly České Budějovice, Jaroslav Pouzar, who is no more here, with whom I spent all of my career, except for the overseas career, because I was in Edmonton once, he was in Philadelphia. And I also like to say a big thank you to all my Edmonton colleagues or teammates, especially Jari Kurri, Willie Lindström. Let me say, I'm very happy to be receiving this award, and it is a great honor to have a spot on this international list of ice hockey greats. Once again, thank you very much.
Congratulations, folks. And now to our final inductee. What makes a great hockey player? There are so many things: talent, skill, hard work, dedication, but there are two other attributes. One is joy, the love of the game, to come to the rink every day and to feel important and part of it, and to make others feel the same way. Does anyone have a better sense of joy than our next inductee, with a smile that lights up an arena, a television screen, any room he walks into? Another attribute is patience, the ability to outweight an opponent, to almost take time and shape it to your will, to make time your own. Now, to outweight an opponent is one thing. To outweight a Hall of Fame is quite another. The IIHF has a 3-year waiting period for a player to be inducted after he retires. But finally, the historical committee decided this man might never retire. And so, congratulations to Jaromír Jágr, who outweighted not just the game, but the Hall of Fame.
From Kladno, Czechia, Jaromír Jágr. Simply put, he's one of the greatest and most enduring players in hockey history. In 1990, Jágr helped Czechoslovakia reach the podium at the World Championship and was drafted in the NHL by Pittsburgh, winning the Stanley Cup in each of his first 2 years. Jágr played for 9 teams over 24 seasons and is second only to Wayne Gretzky in career NHL points. In 1998, Jágr led the Czech Republic to their first ever Olympic gold medal in men's hockey, as he added yet another crowning achievement to an already stellar career. 7 years later, he helped the Czechs win the 2005 World Championship, and in the process became an exclusive member of the Triple Gold Club. In 2010, at age 38, he was still an international force, winning another World Championship gold. He would represent his country 3 more times at the Worlds, finishing back home in Prague in 2015. Then, just last month, at age 52, he passed Gordie Howe as the oldest player in pro hockey history. A timeless legend, Jaromír Jágr.
Please welcome to the player category from Czechia, Jaromír Jágr.
Good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, all the members, and people watching, I'm honored to be here. And it's a huge honor for me to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. I got a lot of things to say, and first thing I want to say is I want to congratulate to all the nominees. You guys truly deserve it, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. I want to say a lot of things. I want to say thanks to a lot of people, but I would like to start with my coach and former captain of the Czech Republic, Ivan Hlinka, who passed away 20 years ago. It's already 20 years. And I remember when I was a little kid, well, not later, but I was a little bit younger than right now. And, and he told me, he coached me in Pittsburgh, and he said, well, if you want to be great, you got to know history of your game. And I remember that very well. And I was thinking about it, what he trying to say, and then I understood. Because every child and every kid looking for the idol. And when I was young, I was watching a lot of world championships, a lot of Olympics. And I was looking for the idol. I was looking for somebody to say, hey, this is a great player, I want to be like him. And I was starting with Mario Lemieux, around Francis Paul Coffey, when I watched the Canada Cup '87. And I watched Mario '85 when he was here. Hakan Loop, Jari Kurri, my favorite guy when I was young. I want to be a goal scorer like him. But also the Czech legends. Jaroslav Pouzar, Slovakian legend, Igor Liba. Players like Nedomansky, Martinez, Novi, Pospíšil. I love them all, I watched them out, and there's the reason why I became the player I was. My international career started in 1989 and finished 2015 here in Prague. And over those 25 years, I played with so many great players, and I want to say thanks to them. And I would like to name a few. I see Jiří Slegr is here, Robert Leichel, Martin Ručinský, Marty Straka. We always win together, we always lose together, but the most important things for me is we are still friends after those many years. I would like to say thanks to the coaches. I had a lot of coaches. I had a lot of coaches in Kladno when I was young. A lot of coaches in AHL, and they're very important to me. I want to say thanks to them. To the fans. And you can see it, how crazy Czech fans are here during the World Championships, and they're always motivating me to be a better player. There was a lot of pressure, but I liked the pressure, and it always makes me play harder and better. I would like to say thanks to my friends who helped me when I needed. And I was always a believer. I always believe in God. And, when you're chasing your dreams, when you want to be the best player you can be, but there's always somebody who have to keep you in the line, because, you have to understand that there's a lot more important things than, scoring goals. And the God did that for me, and he keep me humble, and he keep me, to work hard. Last thanks gotta go to my parents, my family, Dominika, but my parents, my mom and dad. Sometimes I feel it's unfair because, I got all the fame, all the recognition, but I didn't have to do anything. I just have to listen what they said and work hard. But my parents, they sacrificed their lives for me, and they just want to make sure my life is better than theirs. And I just love the hockey, and they just support me. They just support me till now. And my dad passed away last year, and I know he's watching, and I know he would be proud of this moment. And my mom, I cannot say enough for her. She was the best thing that happened to me, and I always said, I always believed that, before you're born, you're picking your parents, you're picking your dad and mom, and I wanted to say that was the best decision I ever made. So, thank you very much, and enjoy the day.
Well said, Jaromír. So we have inducted 8 men and women who are extraordinary examples of what the game is all about. And now today we will close out this World Championship with a bronze medal game between Canada and Sweden, and then tonight, Switzerland versus Czechia. And we will once again experience the extraordinary venue and the extraordinary atmosphere when the Czechs play at home. And by the way, if you think the hopping in the arena is something, you should experience it on the subway on the way back to the hotel, because you're not quite sure the train's going to make it. I want to say congratulations to Peter Briza and the organizing committee here in Czechia. You have staged a remarkable tournament. You've broken the attendance record, which was set by Czechia back in 2015 when Jaromír played his last game for the national team and gave us an unbelievable and unforgettable moment. And you've topped that from 2015. So congratulations, Peter, to you and your group. And finally, this is my 50th IIHF event to cover as a broadcaster. And I'm very proud to broadcast international hockey because I think it exemplifies the very best in sport. When I see our inductees, I see people whose careers are extraordinary. But behind them, I see friends from all over the world. Friends that I get to visit every year, reconnect with, and journey with. And that's the best part of the sport. Today, 4 teams will play for medals. They'll play hard, they'll play fast, they'll be intense. And when they're done, they'll line up, they'll shake the other team's hand, wish them well, and look forward to meeting them again in the spirit of friendly competition. Have a great day, and thank you very much.